Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss how you can choose the best colors for your skin tone, no matter if you have a lighter, a medium, or a darker skin tone. First of all, we talk about what skin tone is and what it means. We discuss how you can figure out in different ways what your skin tone is. And last but not least, what kind of colors and contrast levels you should choose so outfits you put together look really favorable. First up, I'm a firm believer in the concept of wearing colors you truly like, because if there's a favorite color you have and you wear it with confidence and it shows. Now, that being said, you probably noticed that some colors look more pleasing than others when you wear them. However, most men don't know why it's that way and how they can change it, but even if you have a favorite color that naturally is not suited to your skin tone, you can still wear it. You may just have to move it to a different location in your outfit. Alan Flusser, one of the best-selling menswear authors of all time, reminds us that the goal of color is to make a person look to your face and not to distract from it. By the way, the classic jacket, the shirt collar, as well as the tie, all create triangles that are supposed to emphasize your face, but more about those things in a different video. During the heydays of classic men's clothing in the 1930s in the US, menswear magazines and trade magazines such as Esquire or Apparel Arts would actually have little tables with colors and patterns as well as skin tones for men so they could easily figure out what would work for them and what would flatter them. Of course, these stories also helped to introduce new colors for the season and to simply expand the range of colors men would be comfortable wearing. Unfortunately, in this day and age, men's magazines don't have an emphasis on colors or skin tones, and so it leaves most men in the dark. Therefore, we decided to create a helpful video for you, and first of all, let's figure out what skin tone really means. To put it simply, skin tone is the natural color of your skin. Now that sounds very obvious, however, the color can change constantly depending whether it's the winter or the summer. Now the term skin tone also refers to the undertone of your skin, not just the skin color. Often they're used interchangeably, but they're slightly different. So basically, there are two ways to think about skin tone and dressing. One is the lightness and darkness of your skin, the other one is the undertone. So whether your skin is light, medium, or dark colored is pretty easy to figure out. Personally, I'm more in the medium spectrum because my mom is from Germany, she's from the lighter spectrum, and my dad is from Brazil, and he's on the darker medium spectrum. Now it's a little more difficult to determine your undertone. Basically, there are three skin undertones. That is warm, neutral, or cool. Warm means there is a greenish, yellowish, or peachy undertone. Cool means your skin has a bluish undertone. A neutral undertone means you can't really discern if there is a greenish, bluish, golden, or yellowish undertone, and there's simply nothing present that you can make out. That's okay, it exists, it's simply a neutral skin undertone. Now, determining your skin undertone is not a hard science, but there are different ways to determine that. First of all, look at your underarms. But if you look closely, you can see that I have a greenish and yellowish undertone. Just look at the veins. There's blue, but there's green, there's yellow, which means I'm a warm undertone. Now, if that test doesn't help you, you can just take a white piece of paper, hold it next to your face, and take a look in the mirror. Just quickly look at it and think, what does my skin tone look like? Is it yellow? Is it green? Or is it blue? Or is it none of the above? The important thing is you have to do it with a mirror outside in daylight or with lamps that are adjusted for daylight in a color temperature, because traditionally most interior lamps are warmer and fall in the yellow spectrum. So even though you might be a cooler tone in the mirror, you will look like you're a warm tone, and that would be wrong and lead to the wrong outfit combinations. Last but not least, you can also look at your skin type and the history you have with sunburn. If you're out in the sun without sunscreen, do you get burned very easily or very slowly? If your skin is prone to burning and it doesn't tan, you're a cool undertone. On the other hand, if you don't need sunscreen and you tan very easily, you're definitely a warm undertone. Naturally, it's best to always wear sunscreen, no matter if you're a cool or a warm skin type, simply because you want to avoid skin cancer. So now stop the video and figure out what skin tone you are. Again, the best way to do that is under natural daylight, because the interior light from bulbs in the house can change the results and how they're perceived. So by now, you should have determined your skin undertone. Now that you have that, how do you actually find the best color for it? Basically, it again comes down to two things. So first, let's talk about the colors for different skin undertones. If you're a warm skin undertone, just like I am, you can really wear earth colors very well, and they will always look good on you. By that, I mean colors of brown, green, warm red, mustard yellow, and anything that is quite warm and natural. Likewise, neutrals like beige and cream that are softer will really work for you. In terms of the metal color, gold is the way to go. Now, gold is always flattering, and I'm wearing gold today because obviously this is a video about how to choose the best colors for your skin tone. At the same time, I still wear silver and platinum jewelry simply because I like it, and for different outfits, it works better in my opinion. So don't let those colors that work well for you dictate what you wear and not wear, but much rather look at them in a way that they help you bring out the best in your person and the way you look. Instead, try to incorporate those colors more into your outfit, whether it's in your accessories or in your jackets, maybe in your shirts or in your shoes, and that way you'll just achieve an overall better result. It doesn't mean you can never wear a navy blue suit, because that would be obviously not appropriate for many occasions. Now, on the other hand, if you have a cool undertone, look at shades of blue, purple, and green. They will work really well for you, especially if you choose pastels. So think about a pastel blue, pastel green, maybe pastel pink, or pastel lavender. These are really great colors. In terms of metals, silver or platinum will likely work better for you, and so when in doubt, go with that metal color. Now, if you're neither a warm nor a cool skin tone, you get the best of both worlds, meaning you can wear basically all the colors and they will still work for you. Isn't that great? Now, does it mean you can wear anything? No, because you also have to consider the contrast levels, but I'll talk about that later. No matter what skin undertype you are, there are three colors that are considered to be universally flattering. They include eggplant, which is kind of a really dark purple, a true red, which is not burgundy, but lighter and brighter, as well as green. Now, in classic menswear, showing up in a teal suit with red shoes and an eggplant tie will really not be your best choice, and instead it pays to use those colors and incorporate them into your accessories. First up, think about socks. You can have red socks, or you can have teal socks with a purple stripe that almost looks like eggplant, or you can have red and blue tones or red and brown that comes out like an eggplant color, and those are really good ways to incorporate those colors, make your outfit unique yet flattering. Now, when it comes to colors, you may have heard of the concept of washed out colors. Just think about a washed pair of denim that used to be really dark blue, but you've washed it so much that now it's just a faint blue color and it just doesn't look new anymore and you don't want to wear it. The same concept can be transitioned to humans and your face. The idea is that if you have the wrong colors next to your face, it makes your skin colors look washed out in a negative way. If I wear a light blue shirt with a light gray jacket, my skin tone looks very different than if I wear a cream or off-white shirt with a dark brown jacket. Just look at those two. Doesn't it look different? Lighting conditions are all the same. As mentioned before, apart from color, it's also important to look at the contrast. For most people, it pays not to go extreme with the contrast, but it's important to maintain some element of it. What do I mean by that? For example, if you have a lighter skin tone, it pays to go with a lower contrast. So don't wear a black jacket with a white shirt because that's just too strong. Instead, maybe go with a light blue shirt and a medium gray suit. that will flatter your skin tone much more. Now, if you're a medium skin tone, just like I am, you still want to avoid these really high contrast outfits of black and white or navy and white. Even though navy, a lighter shade with white, can work for you, on the other hand, you also don't want to go with pastel tones that are too close to your skin tone, because not enough contrast is not flattering either. Apart from that, you can play a lot with contrast. I can, for example, wear a white shirt with maybe a charcoal suit or a gray flannel suit, right? That will still look good. At the same time, I can wear a light blue shirt with it, and it's less of a contrast, but it still works for me. Now overall, if you have darker skin tones, you can really wear high contrast outfits. Navy suits, white shirts, that's something that really works for you, but definitely avoid pairing a light blue shirt with a light gray suit, because it makes you look washed out. So now that you know all those theoretical points about skin tone, skin undertone, the colors you have to wear, cool, medium, and warm, how do you actually break it down and select clothes that work for you? The first thing you want to do is to identify the color ranges that work for you. Again, you don't have to just choose colors from that spectrum, but it pays to look at those colors that work for you and then maybe choose variations of it. For example, if green is one of those colors, you can think of paler greens, maybe for shirts, maybe for socks. Maybe you can incorporate darker greens into your tie and to your pocket square. When putting together an outfit, color choices are most impactful with the colors that are closest to your face and your skin there. So that means shirt, tie, and jacket. Now obviously it can be tough if white and stark contrasts don't work for you, yet in a business wardrobe, white is really the #1 requirement. In those cases, you can still wear white shirts, just make sure you wear them with a necktie that covers up part of the shirt, and maybe go with a jacket that has a higher button stance, or maybe a double-breasted jacket that covers more of the shirt front, so you see less of it, and therefore it works in your favor. If you're into hats, they're also right next to your face, so you want to make sure you get the colors right. For example, with my skin tone, a brown hat or a navy hat will look better than a black hat or a gray hat. That being said, if the occasion calls for it, I still wear a black hat or a gray hat because it may work well with my suit, and you can play with it and use it as a guideline, not as an absolute. If you want to wear colors that fall outside of your color spectrum, try to keep them away from your face, and you can go with your pants, maybe your cufflinks, your socks, or your pocket square. Personally, for example, I would not wear a khaki jacket because it would be not contrasting enough with my skin tone. So I wear khaki slacks all the time, but never as a jacket or a suit. Also, I would steer most people away from wearing all neutral outfits. They can work if, for example, you have very fair white or blonde hair, very light skin tone. In that case, you want a low contrast outfits with neutrals. But if you're outside of that range, most of the time, an all neutral outfit in just maybe different shades of gray will ultimately not be as flattering. So if you have gray hair and lighter skin, you can go with, let's say, a medium gray jacket, a light blue shirt, but then you can have maybe a contrasting blue tie. And I don't mean navy blue because that would be too much, but a somewhat lighter shade that still pops out from underneath your shirt and has some contrast with a jacket. Finally, to conclude, keep in mind that you can still wear the colors that you like. Don't let skin tones and undertones dictate the only colors you wear. And keep in mind that contrast is always king. That being said, there's a contrast element between your skin color and tone and your clothing items, as well as contrast between your clothing items. I think most people will look better if there's some element of contrast. With darker tones, you want stronger contrasts. With medium contrast. With lighter skin tones, you want lighter contrasts. In today's video, I'm wearing a combination that is ideal for someone like myself who has a warm skin undertone and somewhat of a medium olivey color. First of all, it consists of a charcoal brown suit, which is a darker brown suit, yet an earthy tone. It provides enough contrast with my light blue shirt, but it's not as stark as it would be with, let's say, a white shirt. The shirt is very summery and has very pale horizontal stripes, which creates another element of visual interest. It also features French cuffs, and so I'm wearing them with gold cufflinks with a tiger's eye from Fort Belvedere, which you can find in our shop here. The gold metal color works well with my skin tone, and so does the brown. At the same time, it contrasts the shirt and ties together with the suit and my tan shoes, which are a form of brown, just a lot lighter and more contrasting to my brown suit slacks. My socks are shadow striped in a lighter brown and blue, so it ties together the shoe with the pants as well as the shirt. My necktie, on the other hand, is contrasting, but it contains green as well as eggplant purple, which is again one of those universal colors that everyone can wear. It's a tie from Fort Belvedere, made out of shantung silk with an underlaying contrasting yarn, so it looks slightly different depending on how you look at it, and the shantung knobs give it more three-dimensional texture. You can check it out in our shop here, just like the pocket square, which picks up the colors of yellow and green, yet they're a little different, they're muted. It's a fine silk, it's a little more shiny, and it has elements of bronze in it, which tie into the brown of the suit, as well as my tan shoes and the cufflinks. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about how you can look your best, you definitely want to subscribe to our channel so videos like this come right to your inbox. We discuss all kinds of things, ranging from how long your sleeves should be to what kind of patterns to match, but also how to display proper table manners or how to host a poker night.